Okay, hello everybody. Welcome to Creating Atlanta Mentorship here with another reaction video. And we are going to react to Charles Barkley saying that 80% of professional athletes go broke. This is from Club Shay Shay. And I can see that Dennis Rodman is on this list. Interesting. I mean, Dennis Rodman's rich enough to go to North Korea. So I didn't know he was that broke, but let's see what's going
But
on.
I tell these guys, Shannon, when I first was an idiot, when I got my money,
Yeah.
I had like 3 or 4 cars. And Dr. J says, how many of those cars can you drive at the same time? I said, what do you mean? He says, how many of those cars you got to drive at the same time? I says, one. He says, well, why you got 4? He said, Chuck, this money got to last you for the rest of your life. He says, this money got to last you the rest of your life. He says, son, don't waste all your money on cars. Everybody know who you are. Wow. He said, if you pull up in a Kia, they know, oh, that's Charles Barkley. You pull up in a Mercedes-Benz or a Rolls-Royce, that's Charles Barkley. But the problem is that money, it's not the fact that you can't afford that car.
Right.
It's the fact that that $300,000 you spent on that Bentley, if you bought a car for 70, 80,000, you would have had 200,000 more in the bank, and it would have been growing and growing, and then 1 year, 3 years, 5 years, 20 years, that 200,000 is going to be worth a lot more.
The question is, Charles, is that I tell young people, you can afford that car right now at 20. Will you be able to afford that car at 60?
Yeah, that's the key.
You know what's crazy is that the Kia is probably more expensive in its own ways too, because it's more likely to get stolen. It probably has, well, I don't know if it has higher insurance rates, but I think it's much more likely to get stolen. Another good point about driving one car at a time. This is why I don't have more than one car, although I do have multiple homes. So if somebody asks me, are you going to use more than one home at a time? Answer that question is yes.
There's a 40-year gap in there.
Yeah. But see, the young guys, they think, like, I always tell them, I say, yo, man, we know stuff. I ain't trying to hate on no young guy. But I'm trying to, because I don't want you to be on that list. What list is that? 80% of professional athletes go broke.
You know, I actually can relate a lot to this where it's like, you ever like talk to younger people and then they act like because you're older, you're kind of dumb? And I think a lot of it comes from like media and marketing, especially parents. If you ever watch like 90s kids commercials, I don't know if they do it nowadays, but 90s kids commercials treated parents like they were the dumbest mother effers on earth. And in a way, it kind of, there was a kind of relatability factor to that because, that was a time when nobody had a cell phone or the internet. And so the main consumer of internet was like teenagers and college kids. So
I don't want you on that fucking list.
Where are they now?
Yeah, well, like, yo, this money, you're 20. When you're 55, how much money you gonna have left? That's the key.
Especially living life. If you're living a lifestyle right now, don't you want to live that lifestyle for the rest of your life? I mean, I don't want to be poor. I've been poor.
Hey,
I know what it's like to eat raccoon, possum, sardines, Vienna sausages, pig ears, pigtails, pig feet. I don't want to eat that no more, Chuck, unless I want to. I don't want to have to eat it out of necessity.
Hey, well, listen, I gotta have my pig feet.
that's funny. He's like saying, I don't want to do that anymore. It's like, no, I love that. Don't talk bad about that.
You still eat pig feet?
I do. Oh yeah, I do. I got pig feet. I get them. I go to a great soul food place here called K&K.
Okay.
I get me some pig ears, not pig ears, pig feet.
Yeah.
I got to have my neck bones.
You see, I love some neck bones.
I love
oxtails.
Oxtails. That's their specialty. I love me some oxtails.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Hold on. Where is Barkley from? Where is Charles Barkley hometown? I'm curious. South Carolina? Oh, Alabama. Okay. Now where is Shannon Sharp from? So Shannon. But yeah, sometimes like it's weird that as you become more experienced, like people don't try to take like the wisdom of their elders and act like I know more than you. You know what I mean? It's kind of like why a lot of us more older and successful people don't want to deal with the young folks no more because they think they know everything. Oh, Chicago, Illinois. Okay. Raised in Glenville, Georgia. So raised in the South, but where's Glenville, Georgia? It's like the middle of nowhere. Where? Tattnall County with a population of 3,000. Okay, 3,000. So let's see where Glenville, Georgia is. Oh, okay, near Savannah. Got it. Got it. Okay, I gotcha. All right. So let's keep watching, folks.
You got to get some yams. You got to get some collards. I mean, but when like I say, I started and I tell them, I say, yo, man, I've been in your situation. I wasted money on cars. And then you're like, oh man. Because when you waste money on cars, you're really just trying to impress other people.
Correct.
That's what you're doing. That's like when I used to have nice cars, they said, what kind of rims you gonna put on it? I said, what do you mean? They're like, put some rims on it. I said, so if I put rims on it, I'm really trying to impress other people because I actually can't see the rims when I'm in the car. That's what I tell them. I said, I can't see the rims when I'm in the car.
Right.
So that's what Doc said. He said, so you're really trying to impress other people.
Right.
You don't have to impress people. They already know who the hell you are.
Is it because, Charles, a lot of us come from single family homes. Yeah. We didn't have anything, and this is the first opportunity. Because we don't see the other side. They don't. Yeah. I don't think Peyton Manning went out and bought a Rolls Royce. Yeah. I don't think guys when they obviously they have nice homes and they. But I'm saying because all I wanted when I was like, man, when I saw Miami Vice and I saw that Ferrari, I said I'm getting me one of them. And Rolex, I said I got to get me. So I wanted to that was my way of saying I've made it.
Yeah. And Herm Edwards, who's somebody I really like and admire, he says you can have one car. You don't need 5. You don't need a bunch of houses.
No.
He says, I live by the one model. You need one.
Hold on, while somebody's calling me, let me pause this one moment. All right, sorry about that. I'm back. Let's resume.
That's good enough. And like I say, and the young black kids, and I'm talking to them, man, save your money.
Yes.
And another thing, you don't have to take care of all your family and friends. For some reason, black people, myself included, I used to be like, my financial people told me, why are you taking care of 7, 8 people? I'm like, well, he said, no. No, you don't have to take care of everybody.
Right.
Because you're going to go broke.
That's what I've heard. That one of the biggest reasons pro athletes go broke is because they make it and then everybody trying to hit them up. And if they can't say no, they go broke.
So no, I tell these young kids, yo, man, if you want to do something nice for your mom and dad, you want to do something nice for a brother or sister, that's fine. They don't have to be on the payroll.
Right.
You don't you don't owe them. That was their job to take care of you. But if you want to do something nice for them, that's fine. Grant Hill, his mom.
Yeah.
Rest in peace. Gave me the best advice ever. I said, because we were at the Olympics actually here in Atlanta in '96. And her and Calvin had came down for a couple games. They said, Chuck, we're gonna be here a couple days and we got to get back to work. And I says, Grant just signed the first $100 million contract in NBA history. She says, sit your ass down, Charles. I said, Miss Hill. He says, Charles, I'm gonna just give you some advice. Do not start taking care of your family and friends because number one, they're never gonna stop and it's gonna ruin all your relationships. I said, what do you mean? He says, when you start giving people money, they're never gonna ask you for money one time.
Right.
But she said, the second thing is, no matter what you do for them, the first time you tell them no, they hate you. And I said, what? And I had to learn, people who I have been giving money to, the first time I told them no, they like, no, we're not friends anymore.
You know who's the master of saying no to people who need money? The bank. See how they're different from normal human beings?
That was a tough and painful lesson for me.
Give Junior Bridgman some credit too. People don't know who that is.
Well, every time I see Junior, I say thank you because Magic is kind of taking over now.
Oh, yes.
But Junior was a good player, but his portfolio, owning all those restaurants, probably being the first billionaire athlete, to be honest with you. Him, Dave Bing, and also is amazing businessman. Right. But every time I see Junior Bridgman, like for a guy who didn't make a ton of money.
That's what's so impressive. Yeah, and didn't have the name.
Didn't have the name to learn how to handle business. And he's probably got 500 to 1,000 restaurants now. And does it so low key. does it so low key. Like every time I'm around here, I try to pick his brain.
Right.
Because it's different now. Because these guys make so much money.
Yeah.
I said, back in our day, I says, dude, and I'm not poo-pooing on this either. I want to make it clear, because when I say it, it's gonna sound stupid. The most money I made was $5 million. Mm-hmm. That was my last year.
Right.
I says, now that's below the minimum. I says, to be a businessman in our day and become a billionaire, you are great at business.
Right.
You are great at business.
And he wasn't a name. People wanted to attach themselves to Magic.
Yes.
People wanted to attach themselves to Mike.
Yes.
He was Junior Bridgman.
Just a great businessman and a good dude.
I've never heard of him. So that goes to show you that having a name itself is probably not, or even making a lot of money is not like the key. It's learn to use the tools and resources you have effectively and efficiently. But I have no idea who Junior Bridgman is. So
here's to me is one of the greatest stories ever. And if I was the NBA, mm-hmm. I would bring him in every year to my teams, and say, guys, because what people don't understand, everybody on an NBA team or NFL team ain't making a lot of money.
True.
Or ain't gonna play a lot of years.
10, 15.
The average, in both sports, the average year is about 4 years. Mm-hmm. Those are guys who need a Junior Bridgman. Mm-hmm. That's like, I was watching the draft last night, and this always annoys me about young kids. I was like, these dudes got Louis Vuitton shirts.
Iced out.
And I don't mind a little ice, but too much ice. They got Dior shoes. I says, they do know that money ain't gonna last forever, right? Get you a pair of Nikes. I'm not paying for no Dior shoes.
But you gotta be nice. Cause Joe, you had that cranberry suit on. Yeah. You were nice, Joe, with that little skinny tie.
There's nothing wrong with a nice suit.
Want to join Club Shay Shay?
So that's really interesting. Never heard of him. He played LA Lakers 1975. So his career was from 75 to 87. And I've never heard of him, but he has a very interesting career because in the off seasons, he worked and learned the business model of Wendy's fast food restaurants. And then he eventually owned over 450 fast food restaurants, including 120 Wendy's and 120 Chili's. I didn't know Chili's was franchise. Interesting. And then he sold them to a private buyer and started a Coca-Cola bottling company to distribute their beverage brands. Interesting. See? Wow, I learned something new today, and I learned who Junior Bridgman is. Okay, cool. All right, well, lots of good nuggets of stuff that we can learn. And I think one of the bigger frustrations that you'll probably have as you get older is that young folks don't like to listen to you because you're the man, right? All right, well, have a great day, everybody, and I'll see you all in the next video.